here. 7 in a row, though, for Annalee Waters in this matchup.
Annalee serving. Off we go. And it'll be a side out for Catherine here to start.
Yeah, when they last played in the finals at Desert Ridge, it did go, it's a 2 out of 3, and it did go 3. So Catherine can look at that for some confidence.
And that is on the line. Nice shot from Catherine. Also last week when Annalee was not participating up in Minnesota, Catherine was your champion.
And she came roaring back against Leah Jansen, down 5-0 in game 3 of it. Best 2 out of 3 and won 11 points in a row.
Drops right in front of Parenteau. And what a rally here early on.
Yeah, we don't get too many of those festive hand battles in the singles game, and that was unlucky for Parenteau there because she was way ahead of the point until that trickled over. But look at how athletic that woman is to be able to get that back.
And that's long from Catherine. First point for Annalee.
Yeah, just didn't stick the volley there, just sort of guided it. When you guide something, it's usually not going to have a good outcome. You got to have confidence in the contact.
Winner from Parenteau.
Yeah, that's good patience because a tennis ball, you can just bounce that into the 30th row, but you got to wait, make your opponent commit there. That's smart. And that Selkirk paddle, I was talking to Catherine earlier here on site, got the defense dialed in, and it's got extra pop, and she is playing fantastic with that Selkirk.
Now Annalee there to put it away. So Catherine currently residing here in the Sunshine State down in Naples. Annalee, of course, in Delray Beach. So both Floridians here for the time being, at least.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a West Coast v. East Coast, but we can create one here, Drew. Let's go.
Sounds good. Game on.
You're a West Coaster here, so I know we don't cheer in the booth, but geography's geography.
And Catherine with another winner, and Dave, 2 big pickleball facilities, one in Ybor City just outside of downtown Tampa, and one in St. Petersburg just announced this week. It's awesome how the game is growing in my hometown, and I'm sure it is in yours as well.
Yeah, and everywhere you look, I can tell there's 27 courts going in Michigan and 30 going in Texas. It's awesome.
Oh. Great effort by Annalee to get there, but Catherine pumps her fists after another point.
And look at how she laid the paddle open to be able to touch this into that open spot. That's such a good shot from Parenteau. Oh my.
Oh, Catherine. Wow.
And the only way Catherine's winning that point is if the ball touches the net, and you can see the disgust with which Annalee walked. In this case, she's got one of the best players in the world, unfortunately injured, but right there to give her pointers on what she's seeing. And no one knows her game better than her mother.
Side out now to Waters, trailing 4-1 here in game 1. Catherine right now is dictating.
I can't tell you how great a point that is from Parenteau, because Annalee, when she usually does everything right on a point, she wins it. She dropped the ball, she threw a ball down at Catherine's feet. That ball, she thought she'd get past her, and then she's digging again. That's great pickleball from Parenteau.
Should also note the last women's player to beat Annalee Waters at a PPA event, the great Paris Todd, who is back here in Daytona, but Dave, she's a spectator for singles.
Not playing today, so she will be ready to go in mixed doubles tomorrow. And
oh, just wide. Annalee thinks otherwise.
She could challenge this, chooses not to. Looked wide live, but didn't see a second view of it. That return is deep, and to finish the peristad, I told her you couldn't get any good partners at all, could you? Just Riley Newman and Anna Bright. So we'll see where her game is at coming in here this weekend. She's excited.
Oh, Catherine Parenteau right now just crushing it on championship court.
And I think that's the difference in her game, in her adjustment to this paddle. The pace on that was ridiculous, and the shape. And Catherine is a confident player coming out of Minnesota here and is showing it.
Side out. And that's a good point, Dave, because Annalee did not play in that event. Of course, take advantage of the rest, but nothing like having momentum either. Catherine is just absolutely placing everything perfectly right now.
I mean, if you're that far stretched off the court, you should be done. And it was actually Annalee who's done, who covered the court the way you should and gets beat with an angle. My goodness.
Side out.
So side out to Annalee Waters, trailing by 5 here in game 1.
1-6.
Catherine right now is just running everything down.
I mean, again, stretched to the absolute limit, and then look at this, and then be able to get the next ball. Just outstanding.
Point.
And then you think, I don't know how to pass her. I have to do a little bit better and a little bit more, and that creates error. So it's a compounding problem for Annalee Waters, and you don't see her in a hole like this too often. So can Catherine take advantage? Got to make that ball, though.
Side out back to Annalee, trailing 7-1.
And you don't want to rush it. She likes to play fast when she's ahead, and you can see Annalee now slowing things down just a little. You don't see that every day.
Side out.
The other interesting thing for Catherine in this is she got a walkover in the quarterfinal because, as I mentioned on another match, Lauren Stratman unable to go due to sickness. So a very fresh Catherine Parenteau coming into this match as well.
1-7.
Oh, off the net, and Annalee can't do anything with it. Nothing going right for the #1 player.
She's like, seriously? And you know, this is why sports are the greatest reality TV show. You don't know what's going to happen.
Catherine just too good at the moment.
And another timeout here for Annalee Waters, as Parenteau is absolutely playing as flawless a match of pickleball as you can. She might have even played an out ball in the middle of that last rally. The play there, covering their mouths with the call sheet, as Lee is covering her mouth with the instruction there, because everybody's learning everything. They're watching video. Any little thing they can pick up gets the side out quickly.
And that's going to be a point for Annalee. Dave, one more time for folks just joining us, the history between these two players and Annalee's edge over Catherine.
Yeah, she's 12-2 and has won 7 in a row and hasn't lost since 2021. And that's a talented player on the other side. But this paddle and this confidence and the way that Catherine is playing, a more aggressive style here against Annalee, not sitting back. Won a game when we last saw them and had Annalee in a little bit of trouble, and then here we are.
Oh, and that doesn't make it over. Big sigh of relief coming from Annalee. Our officials, Tom Tadler, our lead official, Dale Van Scott, Second referee tracking is Larry Harvard, and on video with us in the truck, Mr. Tom Richardson.
Point.
And now let's see if Anna Lee can get it going here, Dave.
3-8.
There's the Anna Lee Waters we're used to seeing.
Receiver.
Yeah, and so what do you have to do when your opponent is playing at the peak of their game? You got to raise your level too, and as beautiful a two-handed backhand as you will ever see right there. And I like
Holly Hill here in Daytona Beach. Drew Felios, Dave Fleming, Cameron Blackwood with us as well on the court. Anna Lee Waters serving to Catherine Parenteau. And Catherine's going to get side out here coming out of the timeout.
tremendous return. She'd gotten beat with the two-way down the line before that. Let's make her hit a forehand on the run. That's a great, great shot coming out of the timeout. And then gets a freebie.
Catherine's dictated thus far, Dave, and now it's 9-4.
9-4.
Anna Lee, tremendous backhand.
Side out.
Yeah, and you saw, you're guessing if you leave it in the midcourt there, and Catherine's first move was to her left, the ball coming to the right, couldn't adjust.
And Parenteau dialing one up to get side out once again.
Yeah, a little flamingo inside out there. You know, as a Fleming, I love a nice pink bird, and that's a great inside out shot. Again, that short angle, you can't track it down, and you use the spin to run it away from your opponent.
Dave, you've talked a lot about the paddle and the confidence that comes with a new paddle for a player.
Yeah, you got to get it dialed in, and the, you know, all the defense and the touch that Catherine has was the question. There's no doubt she's got more pop now, and she's got the whole thing working for her, and it looks really good.
How about that shot, though, by Anna Lee? Another cross court that grazes the line.
Yeah, and you also have some volume coming from the youngster, so you know, if she drops that one, then hits the forehand on the dead run here.
Point.
And that approach, you saw Anna Lee go straight ahead at Parenteau. Why do you do that? Take angles away, and you don't want to give an angle because you'll get an angle in return.
Point.
And that called long by
And
Anna Lee, so
that
it's
Selkirk
10-7.
paddle's about to hit the ground, or at least be.
Both players are out of
So here we
timeout.
go. Anna Lee Waters serving down by 2 here in game 1. Catherine Parenteau on the other side. And Anna Lee hits it long. Catherine will have serve.
Yeah, she read it just right, but punched it just a little too deep.
9-7.
Timeout is effective.
Side
Anna
out.
Lee's shots have been getting better and better, Davis. This game has
Yeah.
gone along.
And the depth of the return helps her make those better, and or the approach shot in that case too short gives Anna Lee too many options.
No stopping Catherine. Side out once again.
Yeah, just a great patient overhead there. Nice firm pace. Don't give her a chance to get back into this. Scoreboard pressure when you get to 10 is significant. Got to get this one.
Oh, up against the net, and now it'll be game point for Parenteau.
Yeah, and I know the conversation Anna Lee's having there is I was ahead all the way in that, and then the tape pushed me off the kitchen line, and here we are at a game point.
You're watching pound for pound, probably the 2 best players in the women's game, Parenteau and Waters. And that is going to be wide, so Catherine Parenteau is going to be a game up on Anna Lee Waters here in Daytona.
Give that little edge. The coaching is significant, and it's what you need, and I'm sure he didn't say miss your return. But you're trying to use every little edge you can get when the margins are getting slimmer and slimmer on the tour.
And Catherine comes out firing 2 straight points here to start.
Yeah, and you know, Catherine's like, I don't care who you talk to over there. I'm going to just keep funneling the ball forward. I'm coming forward, hitting great first volleys.
It just seems like Annalie's been on the defensive most of the day, Dave.
And that's the absolute filth that Catherine has. And it was the 2 shots before that that you thought you're playing with a little more lively paddle than what she used before. Will she have that in her arsenal? The answer is yes, yes, and then filth. And she's up 3. And now 4.
Point.
And timeout already, Drew.
Timeout
like
receiver.
this is
1 timeout.
4-0.
2 timeouts left.
Catherine serving.
Time in. 4-0.
And Annalie with vintage waters coming out of the timeout.
Yep, and that time, unfortunately for Catherine, she had to use the paddle as the other half of the clap for her opponent there. So good sportsmanship there.
And a miss hit by Parenteau.
And you can see these ladies are trying to approach, especially Waters, down the middle of the court. Don't get me stretched out by the ball I hit to create that.
And is that wide? Catherine thinks it's not. Annalie says it is.
Point.
So called wide and
2-4.
confirmed, and no challenge, which is an option.
And Annalie now has scored 3 in a row.
Timeout.
They needed staring a game down and 4-zip down. Wow, and
Point.
Parenteau thought that ball was going to travel deep. It was a couple inches inside the baseline. She caught it and said, my bad. And that's as easy a point as you will ever win.
Into the net from Waters, side out back to Parenteau, tied at 4.
And I can't tell you how big a miss that is just in the mindset and psyche of Parenteau. Plays a ball that she just caught.
Oh.
Side out.
If you don't hit the line, you can't win points right now, Drew. It's that good.
The shot making is ridiculous right now.
Side out.
And that started with a ball on the line on the sideline, and then Parenteau was patient there. She pulled Annalie wide, and you thought maybe she should come in behind it, but waited for one more chance, and this is as good as it gets.
Tied at 4.
Point.
Annalie up against the net and looks toward the sidelines where Ben Johns and her mother Lee is. Waters comes up and gets it.
Side out.
And again, if it's high, what these athletes are able to do with the ball that is up. So if that's a little bit lower, the detail on the next shot won't be as good, but that's still a ball a millimeter inside the line.
Now momentum starting to swing in the favor of Annalie Waters after struggling in game 1. Oh, how about this point? Catherine Parenteau. Yes.
That might be the best women's. See how badly she wants this, because she had a two-handed backhand that she could have tugged back cross court and really been ahead in the rally, and finds the tape.
And that is just long. Catherine right there with her eyes on the line.
Yeah, she was beat going to her left, and that's one of those, just keep, come on, just a little air. She's
6-5.
willing it deep.
another point here for Parenteau.
And for people that ask, well, how can I get more on your serve? Watch the way Catherine drives her midsection, really rotates those hips through her serve.
That'll be wide. Annalie with the side out.
So this is where you got to get the nerves handled. You can kind of feel like I've got an opportunity here, and a missed serve is humongous for Catherine because the heart's going to be beaten. She's a talent. She won 2 gold medals. This is different right here.
It's one thing about Catherine Parenteau. The will to win from her is just off the charts. And right now she is in best position over Annalie Waters that she has been in a long time. Another one hit out, and Catherine closer to the finish line.
Yeah,
that singles player Annalie Waters. Here we go. And Parenteau now with match point.
Yeah, and that just wicked inside-out forehand has been her shot to go to, and here we go.
Waters comes right back.
Side out. Five, 10. Side out.
So second match point coming up for Catherine after Annalie hits it long. It's been a tough afternoon here for Annalie Waters. And Parenteau can't finish it just yet.
And she went with that same forehand that has been so deadly here, but Annalie Waters able to scrape it back down the line.
So Parenteau 28 years old. Annalie Waters 16 years old. When Annalie was starting to run roughshod, if you're Catherine, you got to be thinking, am I ever going to reestablish my dominance in women's singles? Good chance here, but Catherine hits it up against the net.
And now those 2 match points weigh heavily in your head. This is when the mental part of singles starts to overtake the physical part, and then a missed serve. When you felt like maybe this is where 4 or 5 in a row from the Annalie freight train come.
10-7.
Third chance.
Catherine hits it wide.
Yeah, the feet weren't good there, and wow.
7-10.
Dave, our hearts are pounding as well watching this. Annalie with the winner. She's within 2.
Receiver, 8-10.
Timeout, Catherine Parenteau.
So you heard the loud roar from...
Time in, 8-10.
And Annalie hits it wide. Catherine Parenteau going to have another match point here, leading 10-8.
Yeah, and a very tight return she got away with there. Try number 4.
Side out.
And when you're aiming it and not swinging it, and it looks very different from what it looked like just 5 minutes ago, you don't get the results, and there's a oh my.
Annalie Waters within 1. 9 serving, 10 here. Momentum building on the Waters side. Oh, that's wide. Catherine will have side out.
How good that backhand right there was under enormous pressure is unbelievable.
10-9.
Catherine for the match again. Oh, Catherine Parenteau. She has done it.
and that's just a look of relief.